Ousted Democratic Senator Claire McCaskill tries to dunk on Richard Grinnell. It does not go well. Why is Claire crying? Because he just got dunked on. That's right, folks, because she just got dunked on. Welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat, where we're going to start adding high quality. That was really loud, by the way. It kind of hurt my ears.
That was loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It peaked a little bit, probably. Connor, did it peak in there?
It didn't peak, but it was definitely louder than you.
And that's hard to do. That's an impressive feat. But anyway, so this former Missouri Democratic senator, she was voted out in 2018. She attempted to paint former acting director of national intelligence as unqualified on Monday. But Grinnell turned around and dunked on her. Why is Claire crying? Because he just got dunked on. Sounds better. See, that's better volume. That's good. We're getting there. We're going to add some production value to this show. By God, we're professionals. Grinnell was quick to remind her she actually voted for him. So this woman gets voted out, loses her re-election bid, and then tries to call this guy out. He just simply retweets, you voted for me. Or was, just got dunked down. What would happen there? In our bid to be professional, what happened?
I thought you were going to take a pause.
Okay. Look, take the initiative. I'm all about that. I want you to add sound effects in as we go.
Because look, listen, you ready? All right. So he was quick to remind her that he just voted for her. She just got dunked.
Okay, I see where your head was at. I see where your head was at. Look, you're trying to bring something to the show. I'm all in on that. So anyways, she basically, he asked her, he said, you voted for me. Or was it because you had an upcoming election and you wanted to trick the people of Missouri into thinking you weren't partisan? Which is a good question to ask, because her original quote was, of all the sycophants and unqualified folks surrounding Trump, why do I find this guy particularly repugnant? Because he was given real jobs and didn't have a clue? What's funny is she is now an analyst for MSNBC. Shocker there. She voted in favor of him becoming the U.S. ambassador to Germany before she lost her re-election bid to Republican senator because Missouri stormed the castle and drained the swamp and took back their seat, much like we're going to do here in Alabama this upcoming election. I just thought it was funny because he's been wearing everybody out on Twitter. Talking about fake news. And he's the first openly gay person to serve in the cabinet, and he's a staunch President Trump supporter. And I just found that headline particularly interesting. In other news, Chris Cuomo is still an idiot. He says he doesn't believe the polls after previously mocking Trump for criticizing fake polls. Why? Connor, you're smarter than me. Can you help me understand why it is that Democrats get away with absolute there's no consistency in anything they're doing, and nobody says anything about it. Why does Cuomo get to say these polls are wrong because President Trump is surging in the polls when literally last week he told the president to stop whining about fake polls that obviously he was just upset about them. I just don't understand the lack of consistency. Can you help me? I mean, what goes into that?
I don't know. I don't think that this is a mainstream thing. I mean, look, you could litigate the personal inconsistencies and hypocrisies of any individual that doesn't agree with you. I think the real thing, to me, it's more important to talk about like what actually is right, not whether or not this one person is inconsistent.
I know, but it's not
the
one
question we
person.
Need to be asking is,
but it's not one person. It's an entire side. And I'm not saying all Republicans are consistent. Please don't hear that. I'm not a partisan person. Like I've said 1,000 times, I'm constitutionally conservative Christian. I don't identify with a particular. Honestly, if I had to be honest, I'm probably more of a libertarian than I am anything. It's just some of the moral things which we've talked about, right? But I don't like the inconsistency of the media. Let's not say the left or the right. Let's say the media. Is it fair to say that there's some inconsistency there?
Yeah, in general. But I mean, what are we actually talking about here? Are we talking about whether or not polling is right?
No, I don't care. We know polling isn't right. Polling's never right. Look at 2016. My problem with this is Chris Cuomo gets to come out and say the president obviously is just bitter because he's down in the polls, and then the polls change, and then this guy gets to come out and say, oh well, obviously these polls are wrong. Like, you literally just destroyed this president for doing exactly what you've done. And people that have a platform like that, if I was constantly getting, look, I'm not Chris Cuomo, I'm not on some big network, obviously, right? We sit here at 5 a.m. in the morning and talk to the 5 people that listen every day. And so if I was on here every day and I was blasting people and then turning around and doing the exact same thing I was blasting them for, would that not bug you?
No, I get, maybe my thing is that I'm just so desensitized at this point.
No, I think that's probably accurate.
It's like this doesn't surprise me. It's the same. Like, it's the same thing that always happens, and I think it's not specific to the left or the right necessarily. I think you see this in because I mean the media's bias is towards inciting conflict. So whatever they can do to paint the opposite side as they're wrong, even if they have to go against something they said in the past or believed in the past or whatever they can do to incite the narrative, our side good, their side bad, whatever. It's
no, you're spot on there, and the thing is the difference is, to me, then the media shows its bias because they'll call out one side, but they'll let the other side have a pass on their inconsistency, and I guess that's what's frustrating. I mean, I think we're all desensitized to it in some capacity, but the media exists to report the facts, not a bias, and I guess I get frustrated with that. On line one, we've got Dan from Madison. Dan, welcome back to Hometown Heartbeat. Bring it in here.
I got 3 quick things. Number 1, change his name. Not Chris Cuomo, Chris Nomo. Okay. And the second thing, he gets to say what he wants because the media backs that sissy butt. And the third thing, I'd like to personally kick his ass.
Dan,
is that okay with you?
Dan, I look forward to your calls every time. Dan, I got a question for you. How do you feel about my wife coming into the studio on Thursday? Do you think that's going to go well for me?
Be on your best behavior, sir.
I mean,
compliment her crazy. Do everything you can. Kiss her feet.
Are you married, Dan?
33 years, sir.
If you had a talk show, would you allow your wife to come and roast you on the air?
I let my wife use me as a carpet actually for a rug to my door. She can walk all over me all she wants. You know why? Because she's the head of the household. The wife give birth to your kids, for crying out loud.
Oh yeah.
You got to make the wife happy. If the wife ain't happy, nobody's
happy. That's right, Dan. That's right, Dan. And Dan, apparently, Chris Nomo is probably listening. So Chris, if you're interested, Dan from Madison said he'd take you out behind the woodshed and lay waste to you if you're interested in putting on the old 16-ounce gloves. Dan from Madison, there's an open invitation for you to come down here to Alabama. He'll drop a pin on a map and text it to you. You're listening to Hometown Heartbeat. Dan from Madison, what a guy. What a guy. TheHometownHeartbeat.com. Watch live, listen live, download the podcast there at the website. We'll be right back.